Hey, it's me, Airman, and I have some quick concerns when it comes to Wuthering Waves at the moment. And disclaimer, I have not been in CBT 1 nor 2. I'm only using this information I got from streamers I've seen play the game and different content like that. Okay, disclaimer out of the way, let's get into it. Now, obviously, one of the most gripes I've heard about is the story. And it's a gacha game. Story's not really the main emphasis, but I would like for there to be more of an impact when it comes to the story. I know that they said they changed 90% of it, but I still hear some concerns that the story's still kind of mid. There are good parts now that people remember, like the main villain showing, well, one of the main villains showing up near the end. Whatever, cool. Glad for it. I know this is the game as it's just starting in its infancy, so the story could pick up. I'm not totally concerned about the story. I just know that me personally, as a lore nerd and all that kind of stuff, I would love to see the story ramp up a lot quicker than it did in like Genshin. All right, that's just my personal opinion, whatever. Other things I have a gripe about I've seen, in my personal opinion, have been the world design. Now, I do like saturation as much as the next guy, but I also love desaturation. So I would love to see, since this is a post-apocalyptic world, I would love to see areas of deep saturation, but also large areas of like unsaturation. Like, make that shit gray as fuck or one color. I don't care. Whatever you pick, I'm sure it will look fucking phenomenal. And I also would appreciate that, like, I come into this devastated city and it's totally grayed the fuck out. Even my character starts looking grayer in this area. To me, that would be awesome and unlike any other game I've played in a while. So I would love to see that. Also, I would like to see more mobs in areas, because sometimes I've seen in streams of like streamers playing the game and it just looked barren as fuck. I know it's a post-apocalyptic world, but put some more mobs in that shit. So those are my only real gripes when it comes to the world. Is there's some areas where it feels too empty, and I would love to keep that desaturated, that feeling of a post-apocalyptic world in at least some areas. Okay. Now for the main concern I have, and of course it has to do with the relic system, or the echo system in this case. Now, first, let's get into stamina cost. You get 240, right? 240 stamina, amazing. Genshin could never appreciate the fuck out of it. But what I've seen, especially when it comes to the echo system, is that you need a special resource called tuner for leveling up or unlocking your substats, I should say, to your relics. So you need basically 2 areas or 2 domains, if you will, to farm to level up your echo or to get tuner to unlock substats, with a possible 5 substats. So already with the randomization with the 2 main stats, to have again another series of randomizations with the next 5 substats, possibly, depending on how rare your echo is, with 13 possible stats it could be, is the farm for echoes is going to be a problem, especially for the casual players. And I would like to see this streamlined in one way, fashion, or form. Like, I don't care if we do the HSR route where I have more chances to get wave plate, which is the stamina in this game. Like how they have the refresh thing, or the little soda pops you can get to refresh 60. Or in Genshin's case, if you know that one more, the condensed resin. Stuff like that. I would love to see more ways to get either more stamina or more ways to get tuner besides unlocking things, exploration, and that one domain. Because this is going to, it will take a long time to get the echoes you want and need. Now, unless you're lucky, you don't have to worry about that. But most of us, most people, I am people, are not lucky. I'm still very unlucky when it comes to relics. I still get HP defense on most of my fucking relics in Genshin and HSR. So I know for me, this is gonna be a problem for me personally. I get fucked. But again, that's me, not you. Another thing I see when it comes to echoes is the rarity. Okay, now we have 3 types of rarity. We have 1, 3, and 4. Basically, your 1 is your common. It only has the 2 main stats of HP, defense, you know, the basic shit, at a very lower cost. And then it usually has its secondary main stat of what was it? I think it was a flat HP most of the time on the rarity ones, which is okay because it has a point system. You can have 1 4P, 1 4 rarity, 2 3s, and 2 1s as like the basic. This is kind of what you want to get the most. You can have a full set and half of a set basically, which is cool. But again, with the amount of randomness it comes to these echoes, you're again still going to need a lot of farming. Another thing I've seen is the shinies. I have a problem with the shinies. There's nothing inherently wrong with the shinies themselves, except for the fact that they're only basically cosmetic. They don't give you any set bonuses. I see set bonuses or stat bonuses. They're basically cosmetic and cosmetic only. You get it, you can use it for whatever this monster type is for all the other versions of this monster you have. If you get a new one, you can switch its skin basically, which it's okay, but unless it's like extremely rare to get a shiny, it means absolutely fuck all to me. You could be a shiny hunter that loves this, but me personally, I think it's trash. Now, if it gave me a set bonus or a stat bonus in some way, fashion, or form, I would be a lot happier with the current shinies and shinies themselves. But what makes me mad is we're already in this Monster Hunter kind of way about the game. Why don't we steal more ideas from Pokemon? Okay, we're already monster hunting. We're already collecting monsters like we do in Pokemon. Just steal more ideas they have. There's a reason why they're one of the most lucrative franchises in the world. They can sell their shit, okay? Now, the reason why I say steal more shit is because Pokemon does things to their games that keeps people interested in it. One, they're always releasing new Pokemon. Every new region there's going to be new Pokemon. There's 1,000 new Pokemon at this current point in time. So I already have a feeling we're going to do this anyways. New areas means new mobs, of course. But the thing is, at least in the old games, their shinies had stat bonuses, where depending on the Pokemon you got, had more defense, more attack, more special attack, blah blah blah, stuff like that. I would like to see that transferred over. Why the fuck would I want to get a shiny, waste all my time looking for a shiny when it does nothing for me except for its looks? Okay. 2, give me story quest where if there's a new enemy, I can get a new version of that monster. Like, okay, there's this thing lately in Genshin that's the most common thing. People can relate to this more than anything else, where there's a new region. It has absolutely fuck all to do with the main story, but there's still a story in there, the world quest. At the end of this world quest, if in Wuha, if they have these type of quests, I would like to get a new type of monster at the end of that quest. Kind of like how Pokemon does their DLCs, where at the end of the quest, you can get a new legendary for free just by playing that game. Because it keeps people occupied. It keeps people wanting to come back and play in the game. Especially when there's a content drought or the story is at its low point where we're just figuring things out or there's no real story quest going on at the moment. A world quest will keep people occupied, at least until that's done, and then they would want to constantly either try and refarm that monster to get a better set, or if you're not going to go that way, or if you can farm this monster anymore after this quest, at least they will try and explore this area to see what new monsters are there. Again, mainly for stats. That's what I'm looking for. So, or we can go with the other Pokemon route. We have an online mode, right? Why don't we have events or time gated things where if you join an online player during this time or these few dates, then there's a special boss monster that appears and you and your friends can take it down, and there's a chance to drop a new echo never before seen, never coming the fuck back. That gets people FOMO. It keeps player retention, and it makes the game more exciting because people are going to constantly be looking for, okay, in this update, there's no story, or there is a story, but is there also for holidays or events, anniversaries, is there going to be a new boss echo I can try and capture with my friends, blah, 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 on online mode only, or in just the base game? Like I can do it myself. But I would have, if you're going to go the online route, these need to be basically raid battles from Pokemon. Basically, they need to be the biggest, the baddest bosses ever, and they need to provide more bonuses if you're only doing the online route. Because if not, why the fuck would I do it? But if you're doing it the other way, where this is just something during this event that you can get, I still would like to see new monsters introduced, or even elite versions of shinies. Like maybe there's this cool red shiny that does bonus havoc damage, or like it leaves a terrain of havoc damage after it does its skill, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Not only makes me want to get it for my havoc characters to do more damage, whatever the case is, but if it also has a special thing it does, like leaves an area of havoc damage on the ground after it does its skill, It will make me look at some characters and want to see if I can change the build, if I can make a special niche build that only I can do with this one specific monster. Because then it makes the gameplay loop different. It makes me want to find these new different enemies that do different effects, not only with different stats, but also with different effects that makes me want to change the way I play the game, or at least play a character. Like, again, let's go with that havoc damage on the ground. That one character who has the pistols and he leaves those wind tunnels around. I forget his name at the moment. But what if there's a wind version of that where it leaves wind on the ground? Not only would that be beneficial to him, or better yet, have an echo where it ties an enemy down or it slows them down. That way, when I'm using that character, I can get the most damage I can with him, because now they're either locked down or slowed to the point where I can use my wind tunnels to do that bonus basic attack damage and be perfectly fine doing it and not run a healer or having to worry about getting hit. Again, that changes my gameplay. That changes on the things I can do with my account and my account only. If I played that, and if I have that character, if these are the things I want to see, because it makes the gameplay loop special, unique. It keeps retention. It just does so much more. So, but that's all I really have to say about the echoes. I would like stat bonuses or effect bonuses, whatever the fuck is, for rarer enemies. And please make shinies actually worth it, other than just a skin. Whatever. Anyways, that's all I got when it comes to Wuthering Waves. Other than that, I'm gonna be doing some Zenless Zone Zero gameplay, all that kind of stuff, character breakdowns, all that. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. I'm out. Peace.